Hello and namaste. It's Madam May, your sex and wellness coach here, and I would like to talk to you about a method that I have developed in recovery. I developed it first and foremost for myself, and then I started using it as a recovery specialist for my clients, and I find it very fitting for the times we find ourselves in. So I'm going to make this video here. I'm going to share it on my YouTube channel and share it with a lot of my clients. So I call this the Jack Bauer method. And with us finding ourselves in this time of being thrown into a sense of powerlessness, I kind of see that we all have gotten thrown into recovery. And that took me a while because I have been in recovery for so long. I didn't see until I started getting some of the cases and the clients that I was getting in these times that, oh my gosh, what's happening here is that the whole world, we're going through a global recovery. Please don't, I'm not sounding excited because I want to also take a moment to also acknowledge that this is coming out of a virus that we have no control over, that is causing, just like addiction, an immense amount of suffering. And we do also need to hold space for that suffering. And I am so sorry for all that are being affected by this. I am so sorry for all that have lost family and friends and that weren't able to hold service or be by their sides. I hold so much love in my heart space for you and send out so much positive energy. And in that aspect, there's so many different kinds of recovery that we are just starting here. Like, recovery is a journey. It's a process. It's a road. I've been in recovery for 8 years, and that road's looked different almost daily. So, I mean, there's the structured wellness plan that just changes here and there, but each day is a different day, and that's what I hope some of us are seeing here. So we'll start back at the beginning. There's a little tidbit about recovery for everybody. I don't edit anything because I don't know technology like y'all YouTubers do. So you get the full picture with me. Anyway, so we're all entering this time of seeing, oh my gosh, I'm powerless over this. And it's very hard to be watching some of these stories of, healthcare workers expressing that, politicians expressing that, of, there's nothing I can do. Well, that's the first thing we need to realize, is there's not much we can do. We need to just admit, I am powerless over this, and I need to surrender. And that is what this method is. It's called the Jack Bauer method. That's right. Some of y'all will know what I'm talking about, and some of y'all just said, damn, she's old, because I just aged myself. That's a little 24 method I made up, because when in times of powerlessness, don't fight it, man. Strap in and go on the journey with Jack, because if you fight it, it gets tougher, okay? It gets so much harder when you fight it. And again, being in recovery myself for 8 years, every time I fought the journey, it's like those Chinese finger traps. You pull, it gets tighter. It's like bondage. You pull, they get tighter. So what I'm seeing here in this global, I want to open my economy back up and everything, not even caring about people's lives at stake, not even saying that they are the economy, because they're scared. They're scared to admit powerlessness. They're fighting Jack. When Jack used to choke people out and he's like, don't fight it. Don't fight it. They're fighting Jack, man. And you can't fight it. You've got to surrender. So I'm not going to go into the whole 12 steps. In fact, I always suggest, doing, I'm not going to go into the whole 12 steps, but I will say we have to surrender to the uncertainty. Though it will be uncomfortable, we have to surrender to the uncertainty here. And when it's uncomfortable, the best thing I can say is remember impermanence. Remember that this shit's not going to last forever here. It hurts till it doesn't. That's the best thing that I was ever told in my recovery, like especially when it got really hard. Yeah, this hurts. And it's going to hurt till it doesn't. You need to sit and allow it to hurt. And I didn't like that because we don't want it to hurt. We want to jump off into 40 different directions and, start a new project or go over here and go screw this person because that's going to make us feel better for a little bit, or go eat this chocolate cake or whatever the fuck the president's doing right now. Go binge watch CNN. I don't know, but we don't want to just surrender to the fact that there's nothing we can do and take personal responsibility in what we can. Basically, yin yang, serenity prayer, whatever the fuck you want to call that, equanimity, whatever practice you want to find here, that's for you. That's the Goldilocks method. We don't want to go into that. That's a different video. I will put the Goldilocks method in another video though. But finding what works for you here, I will link resources because, man, a lot of us are being thrown into a thing that I didn't realize I take for granted. That's something we can do right now is, what have we been taking for granted? Let's sit down, let's journal it. Let's get to know ourselves. Because right now we're really in a war with personal responsibility. We're really in a war with not knowing ourselves. So sit down and get to know yourself. That's the best thing you can do because there is no magic pill. There's nothing you can reach outside. There's nothing you can, send into the CNN newsroom and have Gupta or Fauci respond. That's going to be able to give you any sort of sense of this is going to end tomorrow. So what's going to be okay? How are you going to sit in this? What cocoon are you going to make that's going to make this easier for you to process? What's going to be your process space? Because again, it's not going to last forever. It's going to hurt till it doesn't. And this will run a course and we will be able to fight it in time. But right now, if we keep trying to avoid and avert and delusionally go out and create more of an issue and fight it while Jack's choking us out, we will overstress hospital systems. We will keep killing our doctors and nurses. And by the time this is all said and done, none of us will have anything to go back to. There will be no economy. There will be no structures in place. So why can't we just take a little personal responsibility? And yes, that does mean the government needs to as well and take care of its citizens. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I don't have a magic wand. I wish I did. I would do that for you guys in a second. But until that day, we do have to just not fight it and go with the flow. And that's the best thing I can tell you to do here is find what do I need to go with the flow today. Even when going with the flow is fucking rocky. Even when it's fucking tides, man. And you didn't bring one of those boats that, is easy to, go through the rapids. You brought, a little rinky-dink canoe. Yeah. We're still going. We're still gonna fucking make it, too. Hell yeah, we're gonna make it. Small strides, though. We can't keep trying to look for the big picture. We're in the waves, man. Let's stop looking for the waterfalls. Let's just small strides. One little inch at a time. So, if anything I can say about the Jack Bauer don't fight it method is remember that you're powerless. Fucking surrender to that. And remember it's impermanent. Find what you need in your little cocoon and then that time. Find what works for you and use it. That's on the resources page for Fierce Warriors. But remember, you're not alone. Akyam, unity, we're all doing this together. And that used to be so much harder for me to get my clients to understand. Because when I'm talking to people in addiction from drugs, alcohol, behavioral disorders, eating disorders, gambling, whatever the addiction, or somebody from abuse or mental illnesses, whatever I am coaching on, there's still all that separation and compartmentalization and them feeling so isolated and alone. And it's such a long journey to open up to that akyam and connection of we are all united. And a lot of us are going through it together. And you have to find your squad and your support. right now we are all going through this together. You are not alone. When this gets hard, reach out. You know, have a Zoom convo with a friend. Don't text. Call somebody or do a FaceTime. You know, have like a little drive-by thing. Do stuff safely, skillfully, mindfully, and responsibly, but from the heart space, from the connection, with unity and love. There's still so much, even while physically distant, because we are not socially distant, because we are social creatures. Humans are social creatures. We're social beings, and we need connection and love. There's still so much to know we're not alone. We're not alone in this. And if you keep inside and keep watching all this panic on TV, we'll get lost in those negative spirals and those negative storylines, and it will start feeling isolating and compartmentalizing and scary, and we have no grounding, and oh my gosh, and I can't fight I'm fighting. No, don't fight it. I wish I could do a Kiefer Sutherland. Does anybody know Kiefer? Could I get him to just make me a quick, don't fight it? Like, just don't fight this. Don't fight this, please. Don't fight this. And we'll all make it out on the other end together. We will all have a different structure, but there will be something to go back to. And hopefully with more love and light. And it will hopefully be more of a not unionized. Sorry, that's not the word I wanted to use at all. But like a more of a unity-based caring, seeing that, holy crap, when I get a meal, it comes from a farmer that picked a food that has a family, and then a driver that drove it to a store, and somebody put it on a shelf for me, and then checked it out for me, and then, I had to get it, or maybe Grubhub to put it into my arms and onto my plate. But how many people did that piece of food touch before it made it to your plate? How freaking connected are we? We're so connected. So you're not alone. Surrender. Just surrender. We're powerless, so surrender. And it's impermanent, and you're not alone. I think that's the Jack Bauer method. Powerless, surrender, it's impermanent, it's going to hurt till it doesn't, and you're not alone. I'm going to link some resources on here from the Fierce Warrioress. I will say that I didn't like having to do the 12 steps, and I know a lot of people aren't liking the guidelines that are coming down, but try to find reputable news sources. Try to listen to the, like NIH guidelines, the CDC guidelines, reputable, World Health Organization guidelines. Try not to get caught in the farces and distractions of what people are wanting to do and hoping their economy can be. Try to find reputable, grounding sources and find what works for you, because you do have so much power in yourself. You really do. You have so much power in here, and now he wants to say hi. So you have so much power. Just don't fight it. Let your power grow, man. Let your power grow, and at the end of this, we'll all have a big fiesta, man. But let's get through this safely, responsibly, and together. Stay home. Just stay home. Let's keep our healthcare workers safe, please. And if you are one, or a first responder, essential worker, somebody helping with food, in these times, you are a hero. And you always have been. We all always have been working together. All right, don't fight it. Don't fight it. And if you know freaking Kiefer, have him give me a call so I can have him make me a video. All right, love you, tribe. We'll get through this together.